if you're looking at that through the lens that I've described of a nation wanting to be more self-reliant and to create more of a deterrent effect on a potential adversary wanting to do you harm, you quickly come to the point where quantity has a quality all of its own. We're a very large landmass. In fact, I think frequently we say that and instantly dismiss it from our minds as to what it actually means. We live with this tyranny of distance every day, such that we don't actually notice it anymore. It's just there. But it is really significant. If we're trying to cover the approaches to our north, for example, we've got a vast coastline and expanse of water, firstly to surveil and then to respond within. And the more assets you can put in there to understand what's going on in the first place and respond to it, the better is the deterrent effect you're likely to create. So what do you conclude from that? You get to the point of saying, well, 9 frigates and 3 destroyers, 12 ships. That's what we've had in the Navy since I joined. 11 or 12 ships, surface combatants. Is that enough? And demonstrably it's not. You need a lot more. If you need a lot more, can you have a lot more of those big expensive ships? Well, probably not. You probably need something different, but you need a lot more of them. And maybe the same is true of submarines, depending on how you actually use them. You might actually think, well, these are the things that can reach out and touch people, and they don't know where they are, and they're very hard to find. More of them would be even better. Because if you're worried about people who are trying to get you through the choke points in the archipelago, well, there are dozens of those. Where do you put the submarines? It becomes a really significant numbers game in the environment that we're being asked to operate in. Same is true with Air Force. And then you come to the question of the Army. What is the Army for in this context? Is it to go and do war on terror in Afghanistan? Is it to go and guard a province of Iraq after the invasion? And the answer is, well, probably not. It's probably not that at all. It's probably quite a fundamentally different role. And what, therefore, does the Army need to look like? And it needs probably to be a significantly larger land force, although perhaps much more mobile and more lightly equipped, perhaps. So the important part of this is to say what are the key interests that we're trying to defend, and what are the ones we will fight for, and what are the forces that we need to do that. That analysis needs to be done, and I would hope that analysis, which is eloquently laid out in some of the commentaries I've mentioned, is the sort of process that Defence in this force structure review and perhaps follow-on white paper, which would be the normal course, that's what will be followed. History says that's not what we do. We replace what we have with the latest version of the same. But this is a point in history where I do think that we really do need to think differently about that, and the implications for that are significant.